What's good, YouTube? It's your boy. I am the Culture TV. And today we're going to be talking about the Chiefs versus the 49ers Super Bowl. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. But first, we're going to talk about the Chiefs versus 49ers Super Bowl. So let's go ahead. I got my notes. You know what I'm saying? I went Stephen A, Shannon Sharp today. All right, so we're going to talk about the first half, right? So as far as the first half, bro, the Chiefs were getting obliterated as far as on the offensive end. The O-line, man, it's like it was Casper out there, bro. Like, they did not know what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? They could not protect Patrick Mahomes. The D-line was going crazy for the 49ers. They were going stupid. The defense on both sides were actually great during the first half, but, man, like, the Chiefs were not looking like the Chiefs. That D-line was going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Nick Bosa, Chase Young, Fred Warner, they was going after him. You know what I'm saying? So, as far as, like, the 49ers defense, they were doing pretty good. The Chiefs defense were great, too. I give both of the defenses for the first half, well, really the whole game, it was an A, A-, A+ for both defenses. You know what I'm saying? But we're just talking about the first half for right now. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Nick Bosa was obliterating number 74. He was going crazy on him. He had bro was not even playing for real. Patrick Mahomes was running for his life. They didn't know what to do. And Isaiah Pacheco, he fumbled. CMC fumbled too. But yeah, like that. They bounced back, but that could have ruined the game. But yeah, as far as the first half, the Chiefs' offensive line was getting obliterated, as we can see. Kelsey was getting locked up. You know what I'm saying? Mahomes was running for his life. And then, the Chiefs' defense was great. For the 49ers, run CMC, Christian McCaffrey was doing great. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what they needed to do the second half. They needed to get the run game going. You know what I'm saying? Brock was getting different receivers involved. It wasn't just, they have all pro players, but they was getting everybody involved. You know what I'm saying? And then the defense was great. So that's the first half. So the first half, for the summary, the Chiefs weren't really necessarily good on the offensive end, but they found a way to get 3 points. And, for the 49ers, they were doing good on both sides. They were doing way better than the Chiefs, for the first half. So, it was 10-3. Let's talk about the second half. The Chiefs came out with a vengeance, man. Kelsey was going crazy. Special teams created turnovers. You know what I'm saying? As far as the punt, that turnover, that ended up getting them points. And then that block point after changed the game. That changed the game. And then as far as the Chiefs defense, we need to give the Chiefs defense a lot of credit, because, they were giving the offense a lot of opportunities to score. Isaiah McDuffie, all pro. Nick Bolton, he loves to tackle, you know what I'm saying? A lot of tackles. Sneed. I feel like Sneed and McDuffie, they're one of a top duo corners in the league. Got the veteran and Justin Reed, Bro, they was firing on all cylinders. Chris Jones disrupting passes. It was a lot of plays. He may have not had no statistics as far as sacks and tackles like that, but he was disrupting the game. You know what I'm saying? And as far as the Chiefs, Mahomes made the right reads, in the second half, he threw that interception, but, he overcame that, and the run game is what really obliterated the 49ers, you know what I'm saying? That's what's great about Patrick Mahomes. He's such a dual threat that he can beat you with his arm and he can beat you with his legs. So it was, he had 50-something, maybe 60-something rushing yards. So that changed the game fully. You know what I'm saying? One thing the 49ers did wrong, they did not utilize the run game like they did in the first half. They should have got Christian McCaffrey more involved. And, you got these all-star players on your team. You have to get them more involved. I have a lot of trust in Christian McCaffrey. He's the offensive player of the year. So, he's going to do what he needs to do. But, I don't know. I would try to take the game out of Brock Purdy's hands. And we're going to get later in the video as far as what I think about Brock Purdy and if I think he's elite. But yeah, that's one thing that the 49ers messed up on. They did not utilize the run game. They should have ran. Like, when they kept throwing a lot of passing attempts and they weren't converting, you know, that's the thing about Brock Purdy. You know, he'll make an amazing play and then he'll make bad reads too. Like, it'll be bad passes. But towards the end, you know, it got to overtime. And when I was watching the game, I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit nervous for the Chiefs. Like, I thought it was a good chance that the 49ers could have won for real. Like, I was really kind of nervous. But, you know, the 49ers started traveling down the field. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. And the Chiefs defense, they made that stop that they needed. And the 49ers got a field goal. Right? But the one thing that they messed up on is that they did not score. You know why? They should have scored because they have a 2-time MVP. You know what I'm saying? Now 3-time Super Bowl MVP on the other side of the ball. So Patrick Mahomes got the ball. You know, they started making their way down the field. And that last play, everybody was so focused on Kelsey, they forgot about McCole Hardman. So he was open, you know, one of the most accurate, you know, the best quarterback in the league, made the right read, and, you know, they won the game. So that was a great game. And in my opinion, I would say that's like the top 3, top 5, most definitely, Super Bowls of all time. Like, you could really rank the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Arizona Cardinals, and with that San Antonio Holmes catch, that was like a great Super Bowl. And then that Super Bowl with Tom Brady and the Patriots with the Falcons, where they made that comeback, I'll say that's my number 2. And number 3, the Seahawks versus the Patriots. But this is most definitely top 5 for me. All right, so that's, you know, we talk about the first half, the second half, we talk about the whole game. All right, so we're going to talk about the Chiefs and the Niners aftermath, right? So we're going to talk about Patrick Mahomes chasing greatness. And really, he's not going to say it. He's going to get a respectable answer because, you know, it's Tom Brady. Tom Brady is magnificent. He's great. But in all actuality, everybody knows, you know, we know that Patrick Mahomes is chasing Tom Brady, right? So I got some statistics that I got to do my research for y'all, for myself. You know, it wouldn't be a good channel if I'm misinformed and the audience is misinformed. So, you know, I got to take down my notes and do the right steps. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't play about sports. So we're going to talk about the first 7 years on both sides, right? So we're going to talk about Mahomes' accomplishments versus Tom Brady's first 7 years. So we're going to look, right? So I still think that Tom Brady is the GOAT, right? I still think he's the GOAT. But if we're looking at the first 7-year start, Patrick Mahomes' first 7 years was already better than Tom Brady's. And this is what I'm going to tell you why, right? Mahomes got 2 5,000 passing yard seasons. Tom Brady, no 5,000 yard passing seasons in his first 7 seasons, right? The first year that Mahomes started, he threw 50 touchdowns. Tom Brady had no 50 touchdown passes in the first 7 years. He did later on in his career, but not the first 7 years, right? So Tom Brady, during the first 7 years, he got 1 MVP regular season. Patrick Mahomes has 2 regular season MVPs, right? Tom Brady went to the Super Bowl 3 times. Patrick Mahomes has went to the Super Bowl 4 times, right? And he's a 3-time Super Bowl MVP to Tom Brady's 2-time Super Bowl MVP. So as we're comparing the first 7 years, Patrick Mahomes has overcame Tom Brady as far as his first 7 years. We never seen a QB of this magnitude do this stuff, bro. It's like it's never been seen before. So I still think that Tom Brady is the GOAT. But Patrick Mahomes, man, he's chasing greatness, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's already in that conversation as far as top 5. What? You could say Tom Brady, Joe Montana, and Patrick Mahomes. But I don't know, man. It's debatable. I don't want to say he passed Joe Montana because, you know, that's Joe Montana, man. But, bro, he's on his way. He's for sure top 5, top 3. So Patrick Mahomes, man, he's something different, bro. He's something different, right? So we got that out the way. So Tom Brady is the GOAT. But I do think Patrick Mahomes has had a better start than Tom Brady in his, first 7 years as we compared. I gave you guys the stats. So a second subject we're gonna talk about is Brock Purdy a game manager still, right? So look, bro, I have a lot of respect for Brock Purdy because he is Mr. Irrelevant. He was the last pick in the draft, and he's doing things like, taking the team to the Super Bowl. I mean, he do have these all-star players, but, if we're praising people like Dak for having a great season, we most definitely got to, respect Brock Purdy. You know what I'm saying? But is Brock Purdy still a game manager? If you ask me, bro, I still think he's a game manager, bro. Okay? Look, he's a good QB, but I would not put him in the conversation with the elite. All right? So the elite QBs, in my opinion, this is who I think the elite QBs are in the NFL. Based off skill, right? Who you would want at the QB position, who has skill, who can change the game. Like Cam Newton, we're saying, you got game changers and game managers, right? So the elite QBs are Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and look, I think that Justin Herbert is elite. Look, his team and his coaching, I feel like, is what made him kind of go downhill, but he still has a lot of years more to come. But if we're looking at like talent itself at the QB position, Justin Herbert has that, right? And even I think CJ Stroud, you know what I'm saying? Rookie of the year, you know what I'm saying? Second pick of the draft. Nobody thought that he would have a 10-7 season and take his team to what? The divisional round? They beat the divisional round. Oh my God, like, bro, his potential is through the roof, bro. So my elite QBs in this league, I feel like, are Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, and CJ Stroud, right? And, of course, Patrick Mahomes. It's Patrick Mahomes right here. And then, everybody else is down here, right? So look, bro, this is how I feel about Brock Purdy, right? So if you substitute Patrick Mahomes, if you put Brock Purdy on the Chiefs and you put Patrick Mahomes on the 49ers, right? Bro, they will put up 40 points. The 49ers will put up 40 a game with Patrick, bro. And let's say, like I was telling you about these elite QBs, I wouldn't put Brock Purdy in that category, but look. So look, you put Lamar Jackson in that 49ers system. You don't think that's going to be a better team? You put Josh Allen in that system. You think it's not going to be a better team? You put Joe Burrow in that system. You think it's not going to be a better team? Justin Herbert, even CJ Stroud. Those are the elite game changers, bro. You know what I'm saying? Brock Purdy has done a great job as the QB for the 49ers, bro, but he's made the right reads. He's made the right reads, and he's only getting better, but I don't think he's elite yet. You know what I'm saying? But if you put, like I said, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, CJ Stroud, if you put them on the 49ers, bro, you will really see what elite quarterback play is, bro. Because those are people that can change the game. Not that, Brock Purdy can't change the game. He can, but not like these other players, bro. For real. So that's how I feel about Brock Purdy in terms of game manager. I still think he's a game manager. I think he's good, but I don't think he's great. He's not elite. All right, so let's go ahead and move on from that, right? So what else we going to talk about, right? Bro, I feel like, the defense. So when I play football, bro, I was a defensive player. So I love seeing, like, great defenses play, bro. Defenses on both sides, they both came to play. The Chiefs defense, McDuffie, all-pro. You saw how it was in the Super Bowl. He did what he's supposed to do, lockdown, Snead. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they're, like, a duo, bro. Like, top two, maybe even one, as you can see. Chris Jones, bro, he disrupts the game so much, man. For real. Bolton, you know what I'm saying? He gets some tackles. He gets the assist, bro. He's going to go after it. Karlaftis. And, like, they're a young team, bro. So, bro, they're still going to progress. It's still time for them to progress. But yeah, man, I feel like this is the best Chiefs defense that we've seen in Patrick Mahomes' tenure. And that's counting, the times when they had Tyrann Mathieu. But, bro, they're going to get even better. And I feel like the 49ers defense, they played pretty great too. Fred Warner played great. And Greenlaw getting injured changed the game, bro. It really did change the game. I'm not saying that if Greenlaw played, that the result would be different, but it changed the game and you could see it. Really, you really could. Nick Bosa and Chase Young, they were, coming, bro, that D-line. So I feel like the defense on both sides, bro, deserves their credit. Chiefs, I give it an A+. 49ers, I give them an A-, right? But it was a great game that we seen. It's a great game. Great game that we seen, right? All right, so a question that we need to ask ourselves, right? Can the Chiefs repeat again? Look, I feel like the answer is yes, bro. So you look at what the Chiefs has done already. They made, 4 Super Bowl appearances in the past 5-6 years, something like that, right? So look, bro, they had Tyreek Hill. Imagine this team with Tyreek Hill, bro. They had Tyreek Hill. They won 2 Super Bowls without Tyreek, bro. And I feel like this Super Bowl meant a lot just because of the controversy and everything that they dealt with. Really, like, bro, they were the most penalized team. They had a lot of penalties, a lot of drop balls. And you look at, like, the wide receivers, it's not no all-stars. None of the wide receivers had a 1,000-yard season, bro. So, bro, if you look at that and you see the type of season they had, they weren't necessarily really great in the regular season. Bro, they can most definitely do it again. And especially this offseason, they draft the right pieces and things of that nature, bro. And maybe even sign a great wide receiver, because these players, bro, if I'm a player and I'm becoming a free agent, bro, and I'm seeing stuff, bro. I'm seeing how this Chiefs team the camaraderie is great, bro. And if I'm a all-star wide receiver or a great wide receiver, that's the place I would want to be. I feel like Kansas City will bring championships. They most definitely can repeat again. And I don't really know who's stopping them. They beat the #1 defense in the Ravens. They beat a stacked 49ers team. Bro, you got Debo, Brandon Ayuk, C-Mac, George Kittle, who was non-existent. They held him to 4 yards, right? You got Greenlaw, Fred Warner. They have these pieces, bro. So it's like no excuses. It's really no excuses. It's really, really not. So it's most definitely possible for the Chiefs to repeat 100%. I can see it. I really do. All right, so we talked about the game, the big game itself, the Super Bowl. And I do think that Usher had a good halftime show too. I really do. A lot of people hate. And if you didn't like the halftime show, it's maybe because like it didn't fit your demographic, but he fits all demographics. But I feel like the halftime show is pretty great. All right. So we talked about Patrick Mahomes chasing Brady. We talked about is Brock Purdy still a game manager? I still think so. We talked about the performances on both sides of the ball. Right. So now let's go ahead and go to the offseason. So what can we expect from the 2024 season to the 25 season, right? All right. So I'm gonna jot down what I think, right? This is my opinion, just based off what I see. I think that the Cowboys will be the Cowboys, bro. So they can have all these players, these great players, but when it comes down to it, they will not succeed in the playoffs. And we see that. I'm a Panthers fan, right? And I know you're going to get on me and stuff like that. But listen, the Panthers have been to the Super Bowl twice from the 2000s and so forth. The Cowboys have not went to the Super Bowl since, 1997? And I'm a 2000s baby. They ain't went to the Super Bowl since, before I was born. So the Cowboys will be the Cowboys. They can perform in the regular season. They can be nice. But when it comes to the playoffs, it will not go how it's supposed to go. It's just the regular old Cowboys, man. I think that the Chargers will improve hugely because of Harbaugh. I feel like Harbaugh, he brings that winning culture, and he's a player coach. And he has Justin Fields. He has some good defensive pieces like Derwin. So with him being a player coach and him bringing the winning mentality, it might want to have these great players or these good players on the team stay. And then he brought in Navarro Bowman as the defensive linebacker coach or the coordinator, which is a great pickup. But I feel like the Chargers, I don't know if they'll be like a huge threat, but we will see them become even better. I can see them getting like 8 wins for real. So that's how I feel about the Chargers. The 49ers and the Ravens will for sure be looking for vengeance, but will it be enough? Personally, I don't think so. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens had every reason to win that game. I mean, it didn't show, but it was the year for the Ravens. But they got stopped by the Chiefs because it was just not what it was supposed to be. But I don't think the Ravens or the 49ers can keep up with the Chiefs at all. I feel like the biggest threat to the Chiefs is, yes, I'm thinking it's the Bengals. You know what I'm saying? We had 2 people beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. It was Tom Brady, you know what I'm saying, the Super Bowl, that playoff game, and Joe Burrow. So if it's anybody who could beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, it's Joe Burrow. And we have to think about it. Brody was injured. So who's to say the outcome couldn't have changed with him in the lineup? So I feel like that's his biggest, that's the biggest threat for the Chiefs is the Bengals, in my opinion. Look, it might be a little bit early, but I see the potential in CJ Stroud. It's through the roof. And we're seeing him do stuff that we haven't really seen a rookie QB do. But I think that CJ Stroud will become a top 5 QB in the NFL. Say what you want to say. And as time go by, we're going to see, and we're going to see if I made my prediction right. But I feel like CJ Stroud will become a top 5 QB in the NFL next year. And the Texans are a threat. They're a young squad. They're going to only get better. Good coach. They on the way for real. Right? The Browns, I ain't worried about the Browns. You know what I'm saying? Who else? Like, I don't see why the Chiefs want to win. So, personally, I'm a Panthers fan. I love the Panthers. But I feel like the Panthers is in a lot of trouble for the years to come. It's hard being a Panthers fan out here, man. It really is, bro. Before we got Bryce Young, we were like 7-10. We went from 7-10 to 2-12. No. 2-15 or something like, I don't know, some crazy stuff like that. But that is terrible, man. Like, we need to start over. And I'm going to give Bryce Young next year, you know what I'm saying, the 2024 to 2025 season, I'm going to give him one more shot. And plus, they haven't really surrounded him in the best conditions, you know, with the players and everything. But if it doesn't work out next year with Bryce Young, he will not be the QB, I feel like. But as far as being a Panthers fan, I feel like you should not have no expectations. For real. But, you know, I'm a diehard Panthers fan. I'm going to still stick with them. But, yeah, that's how I feel about what to expect from the 2024 to 2025 NFL season. Congrats to the Chiefs. I got to give credit to the defense. I got to give credit to Patrick Mahomes. They both teams did great, but, you know, the Chiefs did what they needed to do to win. And I feel like Andy Reid, he's putting himself in that conversation as one of the greatest coaches. You ask me, I'm picking Andy Reid over Bill Belichick. And look, you're saying what, 6 rings, right? But look, we seen what Bill Belichick does without Tom Brady. He's been garbage. Before Andy Reid had Patrick Mahomes, he had Alex Smith, he had Donovan McNabb. He's had success without Patrick Mahomes before he even got there. But yeah, if I see Andy Reid coaching, I can see him coaching for about, what, a good 5 to 10 more years. But we're in for a run. We're in for a run. It's been a great NFL season, great Super Bowl. But yeah, man, I feel like we in for some stuff. The Eagles, well, I didn't talk about the Eagles, my thoughts on the Eagles, but I don't know. Like, it's like they up and down, they up and down. But we gonna see. I feel like the Chiefs are gonna repeat. I got the Chiefs getting 3 in a row, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. But it's your boy, I Am Culture TV. And, I appreciate you for watching, even if it was for 10 seconds, 5 minutes, the whole time. But God bless you. I really appreciate you for tuning in. And yeah, we out.